वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वीणाधरे विपुलमङ्गलदानशीले भक्तिनाशिनी विरंचि हरीश वन्दे कीर्तिप्रदे अखिल मनोरथे महारे विद्याप्रदायिनी सरस्वती नौमि नित्यं लक्ष्मी करोतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदं मम शत्रुविनाशाय दीपो ज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते। ॐ प्रथमं शैलपुत्री च द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चन्द्रगन्तेति कुष्मादेति चतुर्थकं पंचमं स्कन्दमातेति षष्ठं कात्यायनीति च सप्तमं कालरात्रिति माँ गौरीति चाष्टमं नवम सिद्धिदात्री च नवदुर्गा प्रकीर्तिता दुर्गा माता सरस्वती माता लक्ष्मी माता की जय। महिमा पार मैया अले दुवरिया हो महिमा पार मैया अले दुवरिया हो हृदय तो दया के नजरिया माई संकट हरने हृदय तो दया की नजरिया माई संकट हरने। अमित अदम तुत दया के सागर भरो भक्त अनजान माई सब बुरा कर भरो बाती बरने के कतरिया माई दुख हरने बाती बरे कतिंद गरिया माई दुख हरने। महिमा पार मैया अले दुवरिया हो हृदय तो दया के नजरिया माई संकट हरने। माया अपार राहु जाने संसार हो भाव के भूकैन भक्त बेरा पार कर ले अदम पुतरिया माई जोली भर ले कर ले पतम की अदरिया माई जोली भर ले। महिमा पार मैया अले दुवरिया हो हृदय तो दया की नजरिया माई संकट हरने। असरा दिन जा माली चरनिया और दिन जा माई देवी महारनिया बोले तू बजरत के वरिया माई सुख करने। महिमा पार मैया अले दुवरिया हो हृदय तो दया की नजरिया माई संकट हरने हृदय तो दया की नजरिया माई संकट हरने। हृदय तो दया के नजरिया, माई संकट हरने। बोल श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। लाल चोला मैया के चम 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 के, माथे के बिन्निया दम 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 के। लाल चोला मैया का चम 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 के, माथे के बिन्निया दम 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 के। हाथों में जल के मुनरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। चाई हवारी जुम्मे की डाले, चाई हवारी जुम्मे अमुआ की डाले। ओके मत वाले फूके कोयला काले, ओके मत वाली फूके कोयला काए। बादल की करके बिजुरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। ऊंचे भवानी तेरा ऊंचा है तेरा, कैसे चढ़ाऊं पाँव पिछले है मेरा। ऊंचे भवानी तेरा ऊंचा है तेरा, कैसे चढ़ाऊं पाँव पिछले है मेरा। तेरी मेरी है डगरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया, बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की तेरे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया। सावन की बरसे बदरिया, माँ की बीजी चुनरिया।
गजानन स्वामी की जय। आदिशक्ति जगदम्बा देवी माता की जय। ओमापति महादेव की जय। My dear devotees, आप लोग कराओ जाइए. Let us all stand as we join together in Arti. Hari Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Katyayanaaya Virmahe Kanyakumari च धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गा प्रचोदयात्. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Shama Shiva Raatri Swaha Swara Namostute. Om Yani Kani Japapani Janmatara Gradani Cha Dani Dani Virashanti Rakshamam Pare Pare. Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya Jai Shama Gauri. Om 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 Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya Jai Shama Gauri. तुमको निश दिन व्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिवरी. तुमको निश दिन व्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिवरी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. विराज कोमल नामक उज्ज्वल से नीला चंद्र वदनी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। प्रेम से बोलो जगदम्बा देवी माता की जय। आसन पर बैठ जाइए, प्लीज टेक योर सीट्स my dear devotees. So firstly, allow me to take this opportunity and say to each and every one of you, Sab koi Sita Ram, and thank you all so very very much for being here once again to listen to beautiful katha of Devi Ma. A very special Sitaram to of course my Peter Ji. Baba, thank you for performing puja so elegantly, so beautifully, so lovingly. To our main Shrotas, Narya Devi, to Sean and the entire team on the stage here. May Bhagwan bless each and every one of you. And I appreciate that you all taking the time out of your schedule to be our Shrotas for tonight. To the members of my group, boys and girls, thank you very very much for being here by Maru. So wonderful to see you. Thank you very very much. To Randy, to Kavir, to Kyle, to Vayu, of course, the dynamic, the powerful Dylanji. Bhagwan blessings to you. And to you, the beautiful ones, I always say many are called, few are chosen. And I thank you very very much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here with us once again. Sankhya Television, of course, this will be the final night they are with us. So to Rameshji and the entire team, thank you very very much for making that effort and that sacrifice to be here with us, and for always loving me and giving me the opportunity to propagate Dharma to the best of my ability. May Bhagwan bless you and the entire team. My dear friends, at this point in time, I want all of you to sit upright with me. I want you to put your hands together, close your beautiful eyes and bow heads. And tonight, I ask you to meditate upon that divine form of Durga Ma. Whatever obstacles and challenges and uphill battles and wars you are facing, put everything at the feet of Devi Ma. May she be your guide. May she guard you, shield you, protect you, stand with you on the battlefield of your life. When the arrows and the axes and the swords and the clubs of life are heading your direction, may she shield you from being hit by the negatives of this world. Pray tonight not only for yourself, but pray for your children. Pray for your Dolahas, your Dolahins. Pray for your family. Pray for our beautiful mandir, our village, our community. Pray for those who may not be able to pray for themselves. As your eyes are closed and your heads are bowed tonight, I ask you to focus upon the sound of my voice. Hari Om. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakote Samabrava Nirvignam Kuru me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubham Varade Kamarupani Vidyaramham Kareshami Sirhira Bhava Tume Sada Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Deva Maheshwara Gurura Saksha Param Brahma तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। सिरहे बुरहे प्रदेवी भक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायने मंत्रामूर्ति सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सरावसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। नागेन्द्रहाराय त्रैलोचनाय भस्मङ्गरागाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुराय दिगम्बराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी 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 अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी। प्रेम से बोलो जगदम्बा देवी माता की जय। आदि शक्ति दुर्गा देवी माता की जय। So my dear devotees, night after night, I've asked you all for favors, and I'm very happy that each night I got those favors, and every night it was getting louder and louder. So tonight, those of you that are here, right where you are, I want you to say Jai for me. A Jai that is very powerful, a Jai that is filled with nothing else but love and divinity. One voice, one family, loudly and proudly. Prem se bolo Jagadamba Devi Mata ki. Beautiful, even louder. Prem se bolo Kali Devi Mata ki. Beautiful. Clap with me, sing with me as we create that vibration tonight, welcoming Durga Ma into our homes, into our lives, into our mandir, into our hearts and our minds. Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani Hello Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani 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 Amba Bhavani Jagadamba. Everybody bolo Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani. Everybody Amba Dambaba, Ambaba, Dambaba, Ambaba. Bolo Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani, Amba Bhavani Jaga, Amba Bhavani Jaga. Beautiful. Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani, Amba Bhavani Jaga, Amba Dambaba, Amba Dambaba, Amba Dambaba, Amba Dambaba, Amba Bhavani Jaga. Bolo Amba Bhavani Jaga. One more time, everybody. Amba Bhavani Jaga. Amba Bolo Amba Bhavani Jaga. Amba Bhavani. 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 Loudly and proudly, Jagadamba Devi Mata ki. Beautiful. On the first night, those of you that were here, we looked at a word called assumptions. And I would have told you that assumptions are the termites of your friendships. Assumptions are the termites of your relationships. Assumptions can be the termites of everything that you have built. And I showed you two brothers, Rakshasas, Shumb and Nishum. And the assumption that they made, that Durga Ma is very weak, that the female is very fragile and feeble. And they asked for a boon where no devta, no man, no male, no animal can defeat them. Only a female. Because they assumed that Ma was weak. However, when Shum and Nishum started to cause havoc and chaos, the devtas, they prayed to Devi Ma, and she manifested herself and started a fight on the battlefield with the armies and the Rakshasas that Shum and Nishum had around them. On that first night, we looked at two Rakshasas called Chand and Mun, friends to Shum and Nishum. And I told you how Kali Ma came on the battlefield and destroyed them and took that name of Chamundai Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaya Viche. On the second night, last night, we looked at the word called advice. And I told you that when Chand and Mun died on the battlefield, the ministers of Shum and Nishum, they returned to the kingdom and started to advise Shum and Nishum about the correct thing, the right thing, the proper thing to do. Shum and Nishum, they were given advice so good, but they ignored it. They ignored it. Shum and Nishum, they were told, don't fight with Devi Ma. She's more powerful than you think. But they ignored it. And they sent a Rakshas. You all remember his name? Rakta Bij, excellent. And Rakta Bij had a bone that once his blood touches the ground, what happens? Another one of him will manifest. And I showed you last night the power of Rakta Bij and the greatness that he possessed, but how that greatness was destroyed by the might and the brilliance of Devi Ma. And we ended last night where Rakta Bij is on that battlefield and all his different forms lying lifeless. The armies of Shum and Nishum retreating. And we ended where Shum and Nishum is about to finally go on that battlefield. They're about to finally face Devi Ma for the first time on their own now. It is said Shum and Nishum, hearing the words of everyone, they decide they would go. Nishum, he looks at his older brother Shum and he said, Shum, you do not go just yet. Let me go on that battlefield first. Let me go and bring her to you. Let me go and fight with her if I must. But you do not come as yet. And Nishum, seeking the blessings of his brother, he goes onto that battlefield, taking whatever was left of the army and he merged with everyone onto that battlefield. And it is said as Nishum arrived on that battlefield, he saw the lifeless bodies of all the demons that were slain by Devima. He saw the lifeless bodies of all the ministers, all the Rakshasas that were destroyed by Kalima, that lion, and the Devi. And Nishum, seeing the lifeless bodies, he became so enraged. Entering that battlefield, in the distance he sees Ambika Devi, he sees Kalima, and he sees the lion. Nishum, filled with rage, filled with arrogance, filled with ego, filled with pride, filled with vengeance, it is said he takes his bow, he takes multitude of arrows, and he aims it in the direction of where that Devi is. Knowing fully well the arrow may not reach her, he sends a threat, letting the Devi know that he is here and he is ready to fight. It is said Nishum, taking that bow, taking those arrows, aiming it in the direction of that Devi, he fires it. And the moment he fires it and he steps properly onto the battlefield, the earth begins to tremble with fear. The Devtas, seeing Nishum on that battlefield, seeing the arrows that he just shot, it is said the Devtas, they started to quiver, they started to shiver, because they knew now if Nishum is on that battlefield, it means Shum will soon come. And if both these brothers come together on this battlefield, they will rain havoc, they will rain chaos. It is said the Devtas, knowing fully well that they have no power to defeat Shum and Nishum, they knew that Devima was the only one that can fight with them. It is said that earth began to tremble, my dear devotees, as the Devtas began to quiver, and as the arrows of Nishum were shot into the air. It is said Ambika Devi, she rose from that lion, and the moment she rose from that lion, it is said, seeing the arrows coming towards her, she understood that once more a battle was about to begin. She understood that once more the Devtas would become scared and worried. She understood once more she needs to be strong and brave and fight with Nishum. It is that Devima standing on that hill, standing from that lion, Kalima on the side of her, she takes her shank, and once again placing that shank by her lips, it is said as the arrows of Nishum came, the Devi, she blows that shank, indicating that she herself is ready for war. She herself is ready for battle. As we clap, as we sing, we glorify. Brem Samalo Jagadamba Devi Mata Ki! Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani, 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 Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Kali, Kali Bhavani Mata Kali Bhavani, 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 Amba Bhavani Jagadamba 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 Shakti, Shakti Bhavani Mata Shakti Bhavani, 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 Shakti Bhavani Mata Bolo, hey! Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani, 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 Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani. Prem se bolo Devi Mata ki. It is said, as she blows that shank indicating she is ready for battle, she observed Nishum, and she's seeing Nishum running, coming towards her, running over the lifeless bodies of all the Rakshasas that she killed. And Devi Ma, seeing Nishum coming to her, you know what she does? Who can tell me what she does? She begins to laugh. That is what she does. Seeing Nishum running towards her, she looks at Kalima and she begins to laugh. The theme of our Katha tonight, the first night assumptions, last night advice. Tonight we speak about mistakes and time. It is said Ambika Devi, looking at Kalima, she began to laugh. And she said, Kalima, look how foolish he is. Look how foolish he is, running over the lifeless bodies of all the Rakshasas that we destroyed, thinking he can still destroy me. Look at how ignorant he is. Look at how blinded he is, that he is running to fight with us. Has he not seen what he is running over? Is he not seeing the bodies lying on that battlefield? And Ambika Devi begins to laugh. She says, Kalima, is he not seeing the havoc that was created? Is he not seeing the mistakes that all the other Rakshasas made? And he is coming here to make the exact same mistake. Kalima, are these demons not learning from their mistakes? And that is a very powerful line. And I want to pause right there. She's looking at Kalima and she's laughing. She says, Devi, look how foolish. Is he not learning from the mistakes of the others? Are the Rakshasas, Shum and Nishum, not learning from the mistakes that they have just made? Are they not seeing that the demons have fallen on the battlefield? Why are they continuing to make mistake after mistake after mistake? Why? Why? And it is said, my dear devotees, in the world that we live in today, there are many of us who have Nishums in our life. They make mistake after mistake after mistake, and they don't learn from it. There are many of us in this world, we have the Shums of our life. We have the Raktabijas in our life. We have the Chandan Muns in our life, where they will continue to slip up. They will continue to do wrong things and not learn. And I'll tell you this, making a mistake is something we all do. Every single one of us sitting here, we falter from time to time. We make mistakes from time to time. And you know something? The moment you make that same mistake twice, the second time is no longer a mistake. Remember that. The moment you begin to make the same mistake twice, that second time is no longer a mistake. What is it? A choice. I want you to remember that. Shum and Nishum, they sent Rakshas after Rakshas, and they were all defeated by Devi Ma, and yet still they did not learn from their mistakes. They continued to send Rakshasas to die at the hands of the mother. And in your life and in my life, there are many people, they will not learn from their mistakes. And you know something? Many of you sitting here tonight, you are surrounded by Shums and Nishums. You are surrounded by people who are not learning from their mistakes. You are surrounded by people who are faltering time and time and time again. And you, with a compassionate heart, is forgiving them. You, with an honest heart, is forgiving them. Ambika Ma, she's saying to Kali Devi, how many times will they make the same mistake? She says, Kali Ma, how many times have I told them to retreat to Patal? How many times have I told them to tell Shum and Nishum, give up the war, don't fight? And yet still they are coming and doing the same thing over and over and over again. Can I ask you this? How many of you sitting in front of me right now, you know somebody in your life, they make the same mistake time and time and time again? Do you know people like that? I know plenty people like that, you know. And you know something? The people that are making the mistakes, they will come to you for forgiveness. And if you have a good heart like me, you go forgive them. And if you have a good heart like me, they go backstab you still. How many of us we forgive the wrong actions of people? How many of us we forgive the sins of people? And they go back and do the same thing again? At a point in time, you will get fed up, you know. It is said every good person, every kind-hearted person has a limit. Trust me when I say that. Every person out there with a compassionate heart, they can only take so much. At a point in time, you will get fed up. At a point in time, you will be exhausted, being surrounded by the nishums of life. The people who make mistake after mistake and don't realize it. And at a point in time, you will break. At a point in time, you will snap. And I'll tell you this, never get a good person angry. Never get a kind-hearted person angry. Trust me when I say that. And all of you here, I'm seeing many of you smiling. You know what I mean. Because many of you, you are kind-hearted, you are compassionate, you are loving. And many of you, you are surrounded by leeches of nishums and shums who are attaching themselves to you, only sucking your blood and draining you and draining your energy, draining your shakti, draining your power. Every now and again, pause and observe the people who is attaching themselves to you. Every now and again, pause and look at the persons around you. Look at the people you have surrounding you and understand if they really deserve to be there. Look at the people who you have forgiven time after time after time again and ask yourself, how long will I continue to forgive them? How long will I allow this person to keep doing me wrong and keep forgiving them? How long will I allow this person to keep disrespecting me and I will keep forgiving them? And I'll tell you this, people know when they make mistakes, you know. People know when they make mistakes. The first time, okay. The first time, all right, forgive. But you see the second time, that person knows exactly what they are doing. Do you agree? Yes. Yes. The second time, that person knows exactly what they are doing. And you see, when you forgive them the first time and they go and they do the same nonsense the second time and they come for your forgiveness, they begin to take you for granted. They say, you know what, I can do them anything I want. They go still forgive me. Pundit Ajay can't live without me. Pundit Ajay can't survive without me. But let me tell you, you can survive without anybody. I can survive without anybody once you have the blessings of Devi Ma. Remember that. Once you have the blessings of Ma, once you have the blessings of Shiv Baba, once you have the blessings of the Devtas in the heavens, the enemies of your life can do you anything. You will survive. Trust me when I say that. This world is filled with so much negative people and people who will start to take you for granted. And you will give chance after chance after chance, just like Ambika Devi, and they will still go and do the wrong thing. But I'll tell you this, once you have the backing of Devi Ma, you need no one again on your side. Remember that. And in this world that we live in, people, in order to cover their mistakes, they begin to lie. They begin to deceive you. And they think you're so foolish you go believe their lie. People will make mistake after mistake. Are walking late today, are running a little late. This time they run, they're going here, there and everywhere else. And have you like a fool. You will tell your son, I want you to come home early today. Yes, ma, I'm coming home early. He calls you, ma, still in work. Son, I really need you. Ma is still in work. When the news break, he's liming. He's everywhere he should not be. And that is the harsh reality. You as mothers, you as fathers, you as devotees, you will give your heart and soul. You will give chance after chance, forgiveness after forgiveness. But at a point in time, you will get fed up of being kind-hearted. At a point in time, you will get fed up of trusting the same person over and over and over again. Everybody has their breaking point. Every single one of us, we have that moment that will come where we will just explode. And Ambika Devi is exhausted of giving chance after chance after chance. But she's the mother of the universe. She is compassionate. Just like all the mothers sitting here tonight. You have something within yourself where even though you get angry, you still love. Mothers, tell me this. if your child does something wrong and you buff them up, and you will still love them in a few moments? A child may be running and playing. Nadia, imagine your little popo running and playing and she falls down and you buff her. Adi, don't run, you will damage yourself. And she runs again and she falls, and you will go and pick her up and you'll hug her and you'll kiss her. Because that is the love that is within mothers and even, yes, fathers. We have a compassion within ourselves. But sometimes the world and the people around us take that compassion for granted. And Ambika Devi, the compassion that she had was being taken for granted by Shum and Nishum. That is why they were not learning from their mistakes. They continued to attack and attack. No matter how much times they were defeated, they kept on coming. And Ambika Devi, laughing on that battlefield, she says, Kalima, when will they learn? When will they learn? And she gets set for battle. It is said that lion, my dear devotees, he comes down from that hill. And the moment that lion comes down from that hill, it is said that lion starts to attack the army that is with Nishum. It is said Ambika Devi, Kalima, coming onto that battlefield, they began to fight with Nishum, and a great war begins to take place. Listen to what takes place as we clap, as we sing, we glorify. Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani, 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 Amba Bhavani Jagadamba. It is said, my dear devotees, as Nishum begins to fight with our Devi, it is said every weapon that he throws at her, that mother is destroying. It is said Nishum, taking his bow and taking a multitude of arrows, he aims it in the direction of that Devi. And as those arrows were shot from his bow, it is said Devi Ma, taking her own bow, taking her own arrows, it is said she did not aim it at Nishum, but she aimed it at the arrows in the skies. It is said aiming her arrows at the arrows coming towards her. It is said such precision. It is said the moment she fired it, the arrows of the Devi struck the arrows of Nishum, causing his arrows to fall on the battlefield. It is said Nishum, seeing the power of that Devi, seeing the accuracy, seeing the precision of that Devi, he becomes enraged and he goes again fighting with everyone on that battlefield. It is said that lion begins to ravage and attack all the Rakshasas there. Kalima, she begins to fight, and Ambika Devi, she is fighting. It is said Nishum, he takes his weapon and looking at that lion, you know what he does? Going up to that lion, Nishum, he takes his weapon and he hits the head of that lion. The moment the head of that lion was hit, it is said that lion began to roar in pain. And the moment Ambika Devi heard the roar of that lion, it is said that mother, she felt the pain of that lion. It is said a mother, she will feel the pain of every single one of her children. It is said when a child is suffering, a mother suffers. When a child is bruised, a mother is bruised. When a child is broken, a mother is broken. When a child is crying, a mother, she feels the tears on her own. It is said every single thing that happens to a child, a mother, she feels it. And all the mothers sitting here tonight, I am sure that when your children are going through a hard time, you are going through a hard time as well. When your children are worried, you are worried. When your children are under stress, you are under stress. When your children are ill and ailing, you feel like you are ill and ailing. Just as how you as mothers, you feel every single thing when it comes to your children. That is what Ambika Devi felt when she heard that lion roar in pain. It is that Ambika Devi becoming furious, hearing the cry of that lion. She goes face to face with Nishum, and Nishum, taking that same weapon, he smashes it on Devi Ma. It is that Devi Ma feeling the pain of that lion and feeling the strength of Nishum as that weapon touches her. It is that Devi Ma, looking at Nishum, she begins to fight with him, and a battle between both of them, it begins. Every weapon that Nishum throws, it is said Ambika Devi protected herself. Every weapon Ambika Devi threw, it is said Nishum protected himself. It is said Kalima, she continued to fight and destroy the other men on that army. As Ambika Devi, she's fighting hand to hand, toe to toe, weapon to weapon with Nishum. Listen to what takes place. Bolo Amba Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani, 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 Amba Bhavani Jagadamba. It is said, my dear devotees, as Kalima continues to fight on that battlefield, continuing to fight as strong as she can, Ambika Devi fighting with Nishum, Nishum throwing everything that he has at Devi Ma. It is said Nishum, he takes up his weapon once more, and as he pushes Devi Ma one side, he goes again to that lion, and Nishum begins to laugh. He begins to laugh on that battlefield and taking his weapon as that lion is standing in front of him. Before that lion got the chance to do anything, it is said Nishum, he took his weapon and he hit the head of that lion once more. It is said that lion roared again in pain, and this time Ambika Devi, unable to bear the pain, unable to hear the sound of the cry of that lion, it is said that mother, enraged with anger, she goes up to Nishum, and as Nishum raises that weapon, she said, Nishum, the same way in which you are hitting my lion on his head, I have figured out which part of your body I will take out first. I have figured out which part of your body I will slay first. And it is said the moment Nishum was about to attack Devi Ma, it is said Devi Ma, taking her weapon in her hand, taking her axe, she slices the neck of Nishum out. And the moment the neck of Nishum falls on the battlefield, it is said the heavens, they burst open. The Devtas started to shower flowers. The sounds of musical instruments started to be played. As we clap, as we sing, as that lion roaring in pain, it is said Ambika Devi taking the head of Nishum. The Devtas, they rejoice, they celebrated. Clap with me, sing with me, glorify with me. Everybody, Blame Sabalo Jagadamba Devi Mata Ki! Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani, Amba 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 Bhavani Jagadamba Bhavani. Prem se bolo Jagadamba Devi Mata Ki. Little louder than that. Come on. Prem se bolo Kali Devi Mata Ki. Excellent. Nishum hitting the head of that lion. Devi Ma said, I will take your head off for that. You are bashing the head of my lion, I will slay your head first. And the moment Nishum was about to attack Devi Ma, off came his head with the axe of Devi Ma. It is said the head of that Rakshas falling to that ground, the Devtas, they rejoiced. And as the head fell on that battlefield, the body remained standing. That is a Rakshas. Imagine that, no head, and he's still standing. Imagine that, no? It is said, the moment the head of that Rakshas fell to the ground, the Rakshasas, the army that was dead, who were remaining, they panicked. the Devatas rejoiced. But when they saw that body of Nishum still there, they were amazed. They were amazed. And let me tell you something. Use Nishuman as an example. Sometimes in life, the enemies are very hard to destroy. I told you that last night. I told you when you finish one enemy, another one is going to come. Devi Ma just fought her life out, taking the neck of Nishum out, and he's still standing. And you know what he did? Still standing on that battlefield, he was still moving. And Devi Ma, not allowing that to happen, it is said, taking her axe, she took his arms, she took his legs off, and his body finally fell on that battlefield. No head, no arms, no legs. It is said the moment Nishum fell unconscious and severe on that battlefield, the Rakshasas that remained in his army, every one of them began to retreat to Shum. Every one of them began to retreat back to the kingdom, because the mighty Nishum was now dead. All was left was Shumba. It is said, when Shumba, who is sitting in his kingdom, sees the men returning, he becomes very angry, and he said, why are you running back here? Why are you not on the battlefield fighting with my brother? Where is he? Was he victorious? Where is my brother? And the ministers, falling at the feet of Shumba, they said, Shumba, your brother is no more on that battlefield. Nishum, having laid lifeless on that battlefield, no head, no arms, no legs, the ministers are now telling Shumba he is headless on that battlefield. He is armless on that battlefield. He is legless on that battlefield. It is said Shumba, hearing that his brother was no more, that brother felt nothing more than pain and suffering. He could not believe the words of the ministers that he is hearing. It is said Shumba, shocked. And the Rakshasas, the ministers, looking at Shumba, telling him what has happened to Nishum, they began now to talk to him. And you know what they told him? They said, Shumba, as Nishum is no longer with us, do not go on that battlefield. Do not go on that battlefield. Do not fight on that battlefield. I told you our theme of tonight is mistakes and time. According to the scriptures, it is said the ministers of Shumba, looking at Shumba, they said, Shumba, do not go on that battlefield because now is not your time. I'll say that again. Shumba, do not go on that battlefield because now is not your time. They said, Shumba, when you got the bone, that was your time. When you defeated Indra, that was your time. When you defeated Lord Varun and Vayu and Agni and Yamdev, that was your time. When you conquered the heavens, that was your time. When you conquered Patal, that was your time. When you stopped the devotees from praying on the earth, that was your time. But right now is not your time. Shumba, if right now was your time, you would have defeated that Devi already. But everyone you are sending on that battlefield, they are being defeated by her. Every Rakshas, no matter how strong they are being defeated because Shumba, now is not your time, but now is the time of the Devi. And let me pause here now and let me tell you something. Nothing in your life happens before its time. Shumba, he had his moment. He had his time when he was getting all the powers and the strength and the greatness. He had it. He had it. But now wasn't his time. Now was the time of the Devi. In your life and in my life, we will have our time in the sun. Every single one of us, we have our time to shine. And then there are moments when we will not shine. Our children will have their moments to shine, and then at moments they may not shine. You as adults, you will have your time in the sunlight, and then at moments you won't be in that sunlight anymore. Every one of us, we have our time. Everything that we achieve comes because of a certain time. Everything takes time. You cannot expect a 6-year-old to save money and buy a car when he is 7. He must walk, or he must reach the age first before it can happen, or at least before he can drive. Everything takes time. Nothing comes before its time. And this is what the Rakshasas are telling Shumba. They said, Shumba, retreat back to Patal because now is not your time. It is better that you retreat to Patal and wait for your time to come again than you go onto that battlefield and you are humiliated by that Devi. It is better you go down to Patal and wait for your time to come again than you go on that battlefield and you lose your life and you lose your name and your fame and your reputation that you have built for yourself. Shumba, take your time now away from the battlefield and protect yourself. Shield yourself, because now is the time of that Devi. They said, Shumba, that Devi is not any ordinary Devi. That Devi is filled with power like we have never seen before. You assume that the Devi is weak. You assume that she is worthless. But this Devi has more power than all of the Devtas combined. They said, oh Shumba, Brahma, he is known as the creator, but he creates only by the grace of that Devi. Lord Vishnu, he is the preserver, but he preserves only by the grace of that Devi. Lord Shiva, he is the one that reabsorbs and destroys, but he only does it by the grace of that Devi. This world is only safe and secure by the grace of that Devi. Nothing in this world happens without that Devi being in control, Shumba. Therefore, give up every sort of evil, give up every sort of bad intention, and return down to Patal, because now is not your time. Devotees, time is something that is very valuable. Time is something that is very valuable, and every one of us, we have our moment to reign supreme. And it is said there are 3 types of time. Believe it or not, 3 types of time that every single one of us, we may have achieved, will achieve, or want to achieve, or want to participate in at a point in time. The first type of time is called time on. What is it called? Time on. What does that mean? Time on is when you are in your blaze of glory. Time on is when the sun is shining on you and everything is going according to your plan. Time on is when you are racing, you are sprinting, you are running marathon after marathon, and nothing is stopping you. Nothing is hindering you. You feel invincible. You feel like no one can defeat you. Everything you plan is coming true. Everything you wish for, you are acquiring. Everything you dream for, you are achieving. That is called time on. Have you all ever experienced that? A phase of your life where everything going good? Boys? Yes, that is time on, where everything is going according to plan. Everything is going smooth. Shumba, he had his time on. He had his time where everything was going according to his plan. You all would have that as well. Moments in time where you feel like everything is going just the way you want it. Moments in times where you feel like everything is bending to facilitate you. Time on. The second type of time is called time away. What is it called? Time away. Time away is where you as an individual, after having run your marathons and run your sprints and achieve what you want to achieve, you begin to feel a little tired and exhausted. So time away is where you as an individual say to yourself, you know what? Let me pause a moment and let me rejuvenate myself. Let me take time away from the hustle. Let me take time away from my chaos. Let me take time away from all the things that I am working on and just take a moment for myself, just to breathe, just to relax, just to recharge the batteries that have us going. Time away. Have you all ever taken time away? Those of you that are running marathons and achieving everything, have you all ever taken a moment to just pause? No? Nadia girl? Sean? Baba? No, definitely not Baba. He don't do them kind of thing. Baba doesn't know what taking time away is. He only know time on. I'll tell you this. Time away is very important. Time away is very important. In order for you to be your best self, Rans boy, sometimes you have to take a little break. Sometimes you have to take a little moment for yourself. In order to always have time on, always have things going your way and achieving and climbing, at points in time you need to have time away. In order to be your best self, you need to take pauses and moments for yourself. Because if you don't do it, you will always struggle. And thus, you will reach in what you call time off. Time off. Time off is when life shuts you down. Time off is when God decides you are hustling too much. Relax now. Time off is when everything around you suddenly is disappearing. You can't hold on to things anymore, and everything you have is disappearing. Time off. And it happens when you sometimes reach that point, like Shumba, where you had your moments and now your moments are disappearing and you're seeing things disappearing. You're seeing your time in the limelight fading and you do not know how to embrace it. And sometimes you lose yourself. And you know something? I'll add another one. called time out. What is it called? Time out. Time out, that goes for you and the people around you. It is said every now and again, you need to watch the people around you and put them in time out. Trust me when I say that. Every now and again, you need to look at the people who are leeching onto you and latching onto you and give them time out. I began by telling you about mistakes. I said many of you have people who will make mistake after mistake after mistake. Give them time out. Put them one side for a little while. Prioritize yourself. Let them sort themselves out and find themselves back. And if they truly want to find their way back to you, they will find their way back to you. If they don't find their way back to you, they were never meant to be there in the first place. So every now and again, put some people in time out. Put them aside. Let them figure out themselves. If they come back, they were worth it. If they come back, they truly love you. So time on is where everything is going your way. Time away is where you need to take that time for yourself to rejuvenate, to continue achieving. And then time off is where you just need and you're seeing everything crumbling around you. You are forced to retreat because everything is disappearing. Which one do you think Shumba was being advised? He's being told by everyone, don't go on that battlefield. Now is not your time. Which one do you think he was in? Time on, time away, or time off? Which one was he being advised to take? Time away. They were saying take some time away. Hide in Patal, rejuvenate yourself and come back eventually. Don't fight right now. But in his mind, he was seeing time off. He was seeing everything crumbling around him. He was seeing everything disappearing around him. And I want you to remember those three things. I want you to remember it, and every now and again, take a little time for yourself. If you want to always be in that sunlight, if you always want to be the best version of yourself, take a little time away. Don't reach to the point where you are forced to take time off when you could have just taken a little time away for yourself, so that you can always have time on to achieve the greatness that you are meant to achieve. And Shumba, hearing the words of these Rakshasas telling him that now is not his time has gone, he became very, very angry. He became very, very upset with those words, and he started to curse against his own. He started to ill-treat his own and said, I cannot do that. You may think time is everything, but I believe it is destiny and fate. If this is what fate has for me, this is what fate has for me. I will not run from that battle. I will go on that battlefield, and if I die, I die. Because my brother, he fought for me and he has died. Raktabij, he fought and he has died. Chandanmon fought and they have died. Thousands and thousands of Rakshasas fought and they have died. Let me go and let me fight. I will not run away. I will not run away. I will not hide from Devi Ma. I will show her that this is my time still. And Shumba, making that mistake, not learning from the mistakes of everyone else, seeing even his own brother just defeated, he is so firm in his mind that he's going to make the same mistake all over again. At a point in your life, you need to be smart. Trust me, you need to be smart and not be foolish to do the same action, silly thing over and over again. If something put you in trouble the first time, don't do it again to go back in trouble. But you know something? Some people love trouble. Some people, if they have peace in their life, they're not happy, boy. Some people, they love to be in the heat of everything. And no matter, devotees, how many times you try to pull people out of their trouble, they find their way back to it. You ever experienced that? You ever try to pull somebody out of their troubles and they reach back in the trouble? And you see it, you know. And you see it, devotees. How many of you sitting here right now, you would have extended a branch, a hand to pull somebody out of their darkness. And you pull them out, and as soon as you pull them out, they jump back in. That's the reality of life. And that is what Shum and Nishum is doing. They are just seeing everyone defeated, and Devi Ma is giving them chance. Devi Ma is keep on telling them, leave the battle, return to Patal. The army is also telling Shum and Nishum, leave the battle, return to Patal. They are being given that hand to be freed, but they only jumping back in the battle. And that is how sometimes people are. You can only do so much, you know. I'll tell you this, you can't save the world. You can't save everyone in the world. You can try. You can just try. But some people are so set in their ways, nothing you do will ever take them out of it. That is sometimes, as Bayamada will say, that is their karma. They have to deal with that. That's them. You could only do your best. But if that is what they have to do, if that is what they have to deal with, that's them. And I'll tell you something. Sometimes you may try to help a person time after time after time. But by Amaruju, you might just be interrupting their karma. Know that. I'll say that again. Sometimes you may try to help and help and help a person over and over and over, and they keep finding themselves in that same trouble. You are just interfering or interrupting their karma. Let their karma do what it has to do. Let their karma take its natural course. You tried, it did not work. That is their thing now to work out. You cannot be trying to save yourself and be trying to save other people. Because so many of us in the world today, in order to save someone else, we lose ourselves. Write that down if you have to. Never ever lose yourself on the battlefield of life for persons who are continuously making the same mistakes. And it is said, my dear friends, Shumba, he goes onto that battlefield. Listen, as we are coming to the end of our Katha tonight, it is said Shumba, ignoring all the words of his friends, ignoring all the words of his ministers, he goes onto that battlefield with the few men that remain. It is said, going onto that battlefield, he sees the beauty of Devima. Seeing the beauty of Devima, he is so intoxicated. Listen to what takes place. Dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani. Dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga. Bolo! Ha! Dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani. Dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani. Dum dum durga. Shumba, he goes onto that battlefield, and the moment he sees the beauty of Ambika Devi, Shumba, so filled with lust, so filled with desires, he begins to say to himself, look how beautiful this Devi is. How can she be so destructive and disruptive? Look how beautiful this Devi is. How could she have killed thousands and thousands and thousands of Rakshasas? He said, this Devi looks so compassionate. This Devi looks like she's filled with so much love and divinity. And yet still she was so fierce on that battlefield. Yet still she caused so much havoc that every Rakshas I sent, every enemy that I sent, she was able to defeat. It is said, Shumba, going up to Devi Ma, he begins to speak words that are very, very sweet. He says, Devi Ma, I cannot fight with you because of how beautiful you are. I cannot fight with you because of how beautiful you are. You are so charming, you are so elegant, you look so divine that I cannot find it within myself to fight with you. He said, Devi Ma, if you truly want to fight with me, make yourself in a very hideous form. Make yourself like Kali Ma. Kali Ma is very dark in color. She's not pretty to look at. Make yourself like her and let me fight with you then. Because Devi Ma, seeing you in this beautiful form, all I wish for is to marry you. So therefore, give me one more chance to convince you to marry me, and let me take you back to my kingdom, and let us leave this war behind. Let us leave this battle behind. And Devi Ma, looking at Shumba, she said, Shumba, I will not marry you. I will never marry a person with qualities and characteristics like you. She said, Shumba, if you do not want to fight with me because you think I am beautiful, if you do not want to fight with me because you're assuming that I cannot fight with such power that you have, then fight with Kali Ma. Fight with my lion. And once they defeat you, or if they fail to defeat you, then I will fight with you myself. And he said, Shumba, my dear devotees, looking at Kali Ma, he said, I will fight with her. I will fight with that lion. And once I have defeated them, if you fight with me and you defeat me, I will take my defeat. But once I defeat you, I will take you back to my kingdom, and you will be my Dulahin at that point in time. And he said, Ambika Devi, looking at Kalika Ma, she says, oh Kali Devi, you are hearing the words of Shumba. He's filled with so much ignorance. He's filled with so much ego. You destroy that ego, Kalima. You destroy that ignorance, O Kalima. It is said, Ambika Devi looking at Shumba, she said, Shumba, I will remain a witness to this battle. You fight with Kalima. You defeat Kalima if you truly have the power that it is you say you have. It is said, my dear devotee, Shumba, looking at Ambika Ma, he looks at Kalima now and he begins to battle with her. Listen to the battle that takes place with Kalima. He says, oh Kali Devi, you will not be able to defeat me. I will defeat you. And once I have defeated you, I will take Ambika Ma and I will make her my Dulahin once and for all. She will have defeated every single one on this battlefield, but she will not defeat me. My strength is like no other. My power is like no other. And it is said, Kalima, listening to the words of Shumba, she takes a bow, she takes an arrow, as Shumba and Devi Ma, they begin to fight. Listen to what takes place. Everybody clap with me, sing with me, bolo. Dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani. Durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, dum dum durga. It is said, my dear devotees, Kalima, listening to the words of Ambika Ma, she says, I will fight with Shumba. And as Shumba and Devi Ma, they began to fight. It is said, every weapon Shumba threw at Devi Ma, she absorbed those weapons. And every weapon that she threw at Shum was able to avoid. And a battle began. It is said that lion, seeing the battle taking place, he goes and he begins to attack the remaining men that Shum has with him. And as Shum trying to fight that lion now, seeing that lion causing havoc, it is said, Kalima, while Shum is fighting with that lion, while Shum is trying to protect the ministers with him, it is said Kali Devi, she goes to the chariot of Shum and she shatters that chariot into pieces, indicating that Shum, you will never leave this battlefield alive. It is said the moment Shum saw that chariot broken, he left that lion and he rushed towards Devi Ma again. It is said Devi Ma destroying chariot after chariot after chariot. It is said Shumba taking his weapon, he struck Kalima. At the moment he struck Kalima, it is said that mother, feeling no pain, she began to laugh on that battlefield. It is said the moment Kalima began to laugh, Shumba, he felt for the first time fear. He felt for the first time panic, could not understand how with such a hit such a blow that mother felt no pain. It is said Kali Devi, taking her own weapon, she smashed it against the body of Shumba, and Shum, feeling the pain, he had to keep a strong face. He did not want to show the pain that he was in. It is said Shumba, taking up his sword, he's about to hurt Kalima, and as he lifts his left arm, it is said Kali Devi, she roars on that battlefield, and the moment that mother begins to roar, it is said Shumba, he becomes so frightened that he misses Kalima, and the moment he misses Kalima, Kalima taking her axe, she slices the left arm of Shumba. It is at the moment the left arm of Shumba falls on that battlefield, he takes his right hand and he picks up that axe again, and picking up that axe with his right hand, he aims it at Kalima, and once again taking her axe, she slices the right arm of Shumba. It is at Shumba, his weapon falling to that ground, he stands there with no arms, looking at Devi Ma. You know what that Rakshas decided to do? That Rakshas, seeing that mother laughing on that battlefield, that Rakshas with no arms, he runs towards that mother, and taking his legs, he's about to kick that mother. It is that Kalima, seeing the legs of Shumba about to touch her, she takes that axe and she slices both the legs of Shumba. It is at the moment the legs of Shumba was cut, that body of Shum fell to that battlefield. It is said the entire army there, they started to retreat. Everyone started to abandon Shum, because never in their wildest dreams they thought that he would be without arms, he would be without legs, he would be lying on that battlefield. It is that Kalima, standing, towering over his body, she takes that axe, and Shumba, feeling fear, he begins to beg Devi Ma, he begins to ask Devi Ma for forgiveness, he begins to ask Devi Ma to spare his life. But Kalima, so enraged, it is that Shumba is begging her, she takes that axe and she takes the neck of Shumba out. The moment the neck of Shumba falls, it is said the heavens, they burst open, the Devtas started to shower flowers, the sounds of musical instruments started to be played, and Shumba falling on that battlefield. It is said that Devi, she won that battle. Every single one celebrated and chanted the power of Devi Ma, the greatness of Devi Ma, the brilliance of Devi Ma. Clap with me, sing with me as we bring the curtains down tonight. Prem se bolo Jagadamba Devi Mata ki, Kali Devi Mata ki. Dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani, 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 dum dum durga, Ambe Bhavani. Every bit of power that you have, Prem se bolo Shri Durga Devi Mata ki. And Shumba, lifeless on that battlefield. The Devtas celebrated and rejoiced the greatness of that mother. Ambika Devi did not lift a finger to defeat Shumba. She stood there waiting for Shum to defeat Kalima. But Kalima did not give Shum the chance to even return to Ambika Devi. My dear devotees, on the battlefield of your life, you will have many, many, many enemies, and sometimes your enemies may be your friends. I'll tell you this, stand firm. Stand firm no matter how dark anything may be. Stand strong and believe in yourself. And I'll tell you this, Shum and Raktabij and Chandanmon and everyone we looked at over the last 3 nights, they had thousands and thousands of people around them. Devi Ma had herself, she had Kalima, she had her lion. In this world that you live in, you don't need thousands and thousands of people around you. All you need is maybe 1 or 2 true people who will stand with you and fight for you, fight side by side with you. And as I told you, when you pause and you observe the persons in your life and you realize that they make mistake after mistake and you are fed up, when you pause and you realize that it's time to give some people time out, once you have Devi Ma with you, you need no one again. You have all the weapons you need when Devi Ma is blessing you. You have all the protection you need when Devi Ma is showering her blessings upon you. And the Devtas, they began to rejoice. It is that happiness, love and devotion was brought back onto this world. And the power, the greatness of Devi Ma was forever known by the Devtas. Prem se bolo Shri Jagadamba Devi Mata ki Jai, Kali Devi Mata ki Jai. And this, my dear devotees, is where we'll come to the end of our katha tonight. So while Baba gets set to perform Havan, I ask by Madhuji to do a beautiful bhajan, and then we'll all stand for our closing arati.
बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय, सरस्वती माता की जय, लक्ष्मी माता की जय। सावन महीने के रुते मते वाले, हरे हरे पीपल के ऊंची ऊंची डाले, डाली पे झूला दार, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। सावन महीने के रुति मते वाले, हरी हरी पीपल के ऊंची ऊंची डाली, डाली पे झूला दार, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। ज्योति से कन्या के रूप बना के, ज्योति ज्योति सखियों के संग मिला के, लीला रची कमाल, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। सावन महीने के रुति मते वाले, हरे हरी पीपल के ऊंची ऊंची डाली, डाली पे झूला दार, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। लाल लाल चूड़ा लाल मेहंदी रचाई, लाल चुनरिया सर पे सजाई, पहन के चोला लाल, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। सावन महीने के रुति मते वाले, हरे हरे पीपल के ऊंची ऊंची डाली, डाली पे झूला दार, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। रेशम की डोरी का रेशम सा झूला, मैया जी को भाई निराना है झूला, रेशम की डोरी का रेशम सा झूला, मैया जी को भाई निराना ये झूला, पूरे पवन की चार, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। सावन महीने के रुति मते वाली, हरे हरे पीपल के ऊंची ऊंची डाली, डाली पे झूला दार, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। माँ वैष्णो की जब बारी आई, झूला झूलाई ज्वाला माई, माँ वैष्णो की जब बारी आई, झूला झूलाई ज्वाला माई, काली रही समा, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी, झूला झूले भवानी। सावन महीने के रुति मते वाले, हरे हरे पीपल के ऊंची ऊंची डाली, डाली पे झूला दार, झूला झूले भवानी, 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 झूला झूले भवानी।
Prem se bolo Shri Jagadamba Devi Mata ki Jai. So devotees, tonight we have a very, very special person in our audience who is very, very close to my heart, to the hearts of my parents as well, and that is Bhaiya Ganesh Ji from Felicity. He is the face of the Felicity Ganesh Utsav community. When you think about upholding Dharma, Ganesh comes to the minds of many people because everything that he does in Felicity for the villagers there and for the propagation of Dharma is done with such love and such divinity, and he has taken the time out of his schedule to be with us, and I will ask him to come and give a few words of greetings, words of blessings, share your bit of power with us, and then we'll go into our closing arati. Okay? Come.
Sitaram devotees, I'm thinking how to stand. I don't want to put my back towards Panditji. So, on behalf of the Felicity Ganesh Utsav Festivals Committee, I would like to bring greetings from our organization to you, Panditji. A wonderful discourse as usual, very vibrant. For one, you can't sleep away at all with your discourses. It was very energetic and wonderful. So, I like what you said there. Everything in life it don't happen by chance. I live my life like that also. You know, everything happened for a reason, and it's written in the scriptures like that also. So, with this said, I would like to say Sitaram and thanks for the invitation, Panditji. A wonderful discourse again, and I hope to one day to come again because I got so many invitations all over to be here, so I'm glad to be here. To Pundit Ajay Rambally also, Sitaram, and all you devotees, Sitaram again.
Beautiful. Give him a round of applause. Very, very good job it is that he does in Felicity in propagating Dharma to the best of his ability. May Bhagwan bless him, his beautiful Dulahin, and his wonderful children and family. Devotees, at this point in time, aap log karao jaye. Let us all stand as we join together in Arati. Haryam yani kani jabapane janmantara kritani cha tani tani vinashanti prarakshamam pare pare. Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. Hari Brahma Shivari, Tumko Nishadin Dhyavat, Hari Brahma Shivari. Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. उज्जवल से रोनेना चंद्रवदन नीको. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी.
जो कोई नर गावे, कहत शिवानंद स्वामी सुख संपत्ति पावे। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया,
जय श्यामा गौरी।
ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी, अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी,
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी, अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी, 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 अम्बा भवानी, अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा 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 भवानी, अम्बा भवानी, अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा 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 भवानी, अम्बा भवानी, अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा बोलो बाबा हे अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा बोलो अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी, 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 अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। Let us all put hands together, close our beautiful eyes, bow heads. As we remember the simple message, the destruction of Shum and Nishum. Remember the mistakes, don't make the same mistake twice. The second time is a choice. Remember that in life, sometimes you need to take time. Time will bring everything to you once it's the right time. And if it is not the right time, be patient. Your time will always come. We ask if you have made any mistakes tonight, knowingly or unknowingly. Ask for forgiveness and guidance and blessing. Hari Om Mandrahinam Griyayinam भक्तहीनं जनार्दनं यर्भुजतं मया देव परिपूर्णं दरस्तु मे शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु त्रिवीरता परिवारन हे विभु अज जनेश्वर याद्रव पाहि मम शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम्. Everybody, do the closing prayer with me together. Tvameva mata cha pita
त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव
त्वमेव विद्या
द्रविणं त्वमेव
त्वमेव सर्वं
मम देव देवा
त्वमेव सर्वं
मम देव देवा
त्वमेव सर्वं
मम देव देवा.
ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम. One voice, one family, loudly and proudly. प्रेम से बोलो गणेश भगवान की
जय.
शंकर भगवान की
जय.
जगदम्बा देवी माता की
जय.
काली देवी माता की
जय.
सत्य सनातन धर्म की.
जय.
Turn to those next to you and greet each other. Sita Ram. Please take your seats, my dear devotees. Your arti, your prasad, your panchamrit meals has been prepared. So do stay back and partake. Do offer your offerings by Devi Ma once Baba reaches there. To the members of my group, boys and girls, thank you. To everyone, thank you. Until then, Sabkoi, Sita Ram.
बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय. जब से तेरी दर की जाओ पत मिले है ये रूप तरफ ने मजा भूल गई है. जिस दिन से गा रहो ही माँ भजन तेरी गर्दिश मेरे घर पता माँ की भूल गई है. तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया 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 तोर लाने. गोरपाल लागे लाल चुनरिया ए मोरे मैया लाल चुनरिया. बिंदिया बिलाए माय तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने. बिंदिया बिलाए माय तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने. सोने की नतनी पाव पैजनिया ए मोरे मैया पाव पैजनिया. मंगली की लाए माय तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने. मंगली की लाए माय तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने. लाले महाबल लाले बिंदिया ए मोरे मैया लाले बिंदिया. करजन भी आए माई तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने करजन भी आए माई तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने लाए चुनरिया तोर लाने लाए चुनरिया तोर लाने टूप लाए फूल चढ़ावे हे मोरे मैया फूल चढ़ावे हलवा पिलाए माई तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने हलवा पिलाए माई तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने लाए चुनरिया तोर लाने लाए चुनरिया तोर लाने लाले मेहंदी लाले चूड़िया हे मोरे मैया लाले चूड़िया हर पिलाए माई तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने हर पिलाए माई तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने मैया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने लाई चुनरिया तोर लाने बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय सच सनातन धर्म की जय।